Good day, students. I realized after I said the last video was going to be the last one of the series, I thought, oh, hold on a sec. I've got to go back, or we have to go back and solve that equation that we had back in the first video. And I put I put this equation up just to show you that with your more complicated equations, you can't just solve them in your head. You really do have to set your work out. So what I'd like you to do, oops, go back and pick it up. What I'd like you to do is have a go at this with all of the things that you've learned so far. And so stop the video and then come back and I'll go through it with you. Okay, here we go. Now, we can't start solving immediately in terms of using AMIB. What I have to do is simplify. So I have to get rid of this 5 in the denominator. And more importantly, I've got to basically expand out these brackets and then add and subtract like terms. So that's going to be my first step. So I'm going to start by changing that to plus negative 1m. Change that to plus negative 3. I always like to stick with adding rather than subtracting. And the first step's going to then be expand the brackets. So I'm going to copy what I have on the left of the equal sign. Equals 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 times negative 1m is negative 2m, plus negative 3 plus 6m. Okay, step number 2. Again, we won't do anything with the expression on the left, so I just copy it for now. Okay, adding like terms, I can add the 8 plus the negative 3, and I can add the negative 2m plus the 6m. So let's go ahead and do those. I might do the m terms first. Generally, I prefer to have the variable in the first term. So negative 2m plus 6m is 4m, plus 8 plus negative 3 is positive 5. Okay, now we're pretty, oops, how did I get that 2 down there? Okay, let's fix that up. Okay, that obviously has to be a 5. Okay, we're now pretty much down to questions we've seen before. So what I have to do now is to get rid of this fraction. So I got to multiply both sides times 5. So I'll put that out the front of that, times 5. And I've got to multiply all of this. I need brackets. All of that times 5. So again, doing the same operation to both sides. The 5's cancel out there. And to save a bit of time, I'll also expand these brackets. So plus negative 3 times m is 3m, plus 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. And on the right-hand side, 5 times 4m is 20m, plus 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so now we're down to a simple equation where there's the variables on both sides of the equation. So next step, take 3m from both sides, and those subtract out or add to 0. That leaves just negative 18 on that side. 20m take 3m is 17m plus 25. We're getting closer. Okay, we always undo adding before we undo multiplying. So I subtract 25 from both sides, like so. Again, they cancel out, leaving just 17m on the right, and negative 18 subtract 25. Well, I'm at negative 18 on the number line. I go back another 25. So go back 20 to negative 38. Go back another 5. I think that puts me at negative 43. Yep, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'll just come over here to finish it. So now I've got neg 43 equals 17m. So my last step, if I've done everything correctly, is to divide by 17. And there's our answer. M equals negative 43 on 17. Now, once again, you wouldn't substitute that into the equation. The chances of making a mistake when you're checking it are too high. So the best way to check an equation like this is to just carefully work through all the steps and make sure there aren't any mistakes. So there we go. There's how we solve that quite long and somewhat complicated equation. Okay, goodbye. This time for good.